Welcome back to my channel where we read scary stories and creepier legends. The Twitter killer Takahiro Shirashi. By now, most of us know the name Takahiro Shirashi. He was found guilty by the Tokyo District Court for the murder of 8 women and 1 man. Shirashi also robbed and sexually assaulted the 8 women he had murdered, some of whom were minors. On December 15, 2020, he was finally given the death sentence by the Tokyo District Court. While capital punishment is relatively rare in Japan, the Tokyo District Court ruled that the extreme seriousness of his crimes committed by Takahiro Shirashi definitely would deserve the death penalty. So, how did the notorious killer get his start? Shirashi used Twitter to lure women who shared on the website that they wanted to kill themselves. He told them that he could help them by using his Twitter handle at Hanging Pro to communicate with them. But once in his apartment, Shirashi strangled them. Afterwards, Shirashi dismembered their bodies and stored the body parts throughout the apartment. The man he killed was murdered to conceal the death of his first victim. His first victim was a 21-year-old woman whom he had met in a park along with her male acquaintance. He ended up borrowing 4.5K from her to rent out an apartment in Zama, which was southwest of Tokyo. Shirashi admitted that he strangled her only to avoid paying her back and later killed her male friend whom he confided with about the woman's disappearance. He said that he had never been interested in suicide but had used it in a way to lure more victims in. He found people who had tweeted under the hashtag I want to die, and he found it very easy to convince them. Police tracked him down after the brother of one of his victims found messages from Shirashi in the victim's Twitter account and informed police. The way his murders had been discovered was the more gruesome part, if not devastating part, of this entire video. His last victim, whose name is concealed due to privacy, had been suffering from mental illness. Despite her family's effort in helping her, she had dark thoughts. She must have been ecstatic when she found Jirashi's tweet and proceeded to contact him via Twitter. After several days of communication, she finally agreed to meet him in real life so he can help her to commit suicide. The very first day of her disappearance, the entire family was worried as they were all well aware of her mental state. Her brother thankfully was able to hack into his sister's Twitter and found the messages between her and Shirashi. The brother wasted no time in meeting Shirashi. Once at his apartment, the brother asked where his sister was. Shirashi's reaction to the question wasn't what the brother had expected. Shirashi had just gestured into his apartment, however, there was nobody inside. The brother had already done the smart thing by contacting the police before even attempting to meet Shirashi. When the police arrived, they found body parts stored in Shirashi's freezer and other containers. Shirashi told the police that he had tweeted about suicide and exchanged messages with several women, trying to coax them into his apartment. 8 of the victims were female, including age between 15 to 17. This was definitely a devastating incident, not only to the victims and their families, but also all of us suffering from mental illness. The thought of someone using our own issues and problems to gain profit like this is despicable. I want to remind everyone listening that no matter how difficult things are, it is going to get better. And with that, I would also like to relay my condolences to the victims and their families involved.